Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. This is episode 317, as well as day 317 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame. Also, to run 2 big races within this time frame. One of those races being a 50K ultra marathon trail race. That was on June 5th, day 156 of my journey. That was the Yankee Springs Trail Race in Middleville, Michigan. I was able to finish that 31 mile race within 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds. That was a personal record for me in a 50K. It was my first ever 50K as well, so that being a personal record for me alone. Also within this yearly time frame, I've challenged myself to run the Detroit Free Press Marathon. That was on day 290 of my journey. Was shooting for a sub 4 hour time within that race, and was able to obtain that with 3 hours, 57 minutes, and 28 seconds. So that was also a personal record for me. Was very excited about that race as well. And as you can tell, since we are on day 317, not only was I able to run those races on day 156 and day 290, but I was able to run those races and keep the run streak alive following those races. So really excited about that. We are on day 317, and let's break down the mileage. So for the day today, day 317, I had originally planned to get out there earlier in the morning and get a over a half marathon in, probably right around a 15-mile run was the plan. Got up and was just real tired, still on the recovery from yesterday, so didn't get that run in and waited till later to get out there. And it changed my mind to run maybe just a 5-miler, but once I got out there, changed my mind again and actually made it a 15K for the day. So ran 9.3 miles for the day today. Day 317. That put me at 37.6 miles for the week, which put me at 90.1 miles for the month, which put me at 1,449.5 miles for the year. So for that 1,500 mile yearly goal, we are only 50.5 miles out from hitting that yearly goal, hoping to actually hit that yearly goal by next week. By next Sunday, hoping to cross that line and being able to cross that one off the bucket list. So we broke down the mileage here for the day, week, month, and year. Let's focus in though now on these monthly miles of 90.1. Every single month I challenge myself to run a 100-mile challenge. I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money to, as well as try to raise money for and awareness for by starting a coinciding fundraiser on Facebook. So if you'd like to learn more about this month's fundraiser, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Facebook podcast. And this is the 11th month, the month of November, and the November 100-mile challenge is in honor of Movember. So like I said, you can find the link on the Defining Discipline Instagram or Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram or Facebook story. And when you click on that link within those stories, it'll open up the page where you're able to learn more about it, as well as make your donations and even click that share button to try to help raise awareness for. So other than that, we're sitting real close to crossing that line as well for 100 miles for the month. Only 10 miles out of doing that, and actually plan to do that at least tomorrow. So really plan on doing more around 12. Probably will do a half marathon tomorrow to make up for the one I kind of missed today, just because I'm trying to again break that 50-mile for the week mark. That is the goal. So other than that, let's kind of get in to today's actual episode. But as always, right before we do that, let's talk about today's word of the day. And for November 13th, 2021, today's word of the day is quam. And quam is often used in the plural form qualms because or for feelings of uneasiness about whether something is right or wrong. Wow, I really murdered that one right there. Let me try that all again. Qualm is often used in the plural form qualms for feelings of uneasiness about whether something is right or wrong. That is today's word of the day for November 13th, 2021. That is a good word of the day as well. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into today's actual episode. Episode 200, or episode 317. I'm sorry, I kind of brain farted there. I lost the app I was using here. I don't know where it went. There we go. Here it is. Okay. So, episode 317. Today's again, sorry about that. Today's episode for episode 317, today's theme is alteration. And it is alteration for that exact reason that I kind of just described earlier. Had originally planned to get up today, this morning, and actually pick my dad up from the airport. He was supposed to come visit, but plans had changed where he was unable to make it up here. So when that happened, I kind of slept in. Then I normally had planned to. Didn't get much sleep anyways last night, just because the night before didn't get much sleep. Had to go into work super early, and then after getting out of work, had to come home and rush. My body was really kind of broke down, so didn't put much miles in yesterday. Felt really weak and tired. Got back and then went out for the night to go see Bill Burr. Had a few beers as well, so just overall tired. Got up this morning and just wasn't 100% even after being able to sleep in a little bit later than I planned. So I'm getting up. I just had a late start of really kind of getting motivated to kind of really do anything. Just kind of felt like crap. So at that point, I realized I needed to kind of make an alteration to my actual plans of what I was going to do for mileage for the day, when I was actually going to run, and kind of what I had intended where I was going to run for the day and everything. I just made a huge alteration, changed it up, and again, kind of it was very, very much decided at the very last minute as I was out there running of the official mileage. And again, the most of the alteration of the official mileage that came today came as I was out there running, thinking about tomorrow as well, breaking it up into knowing I needed at least 22 miles within 2 days, figuring out how do I want to do this. Got out there, told myself today, didn't, I was tired, still felt like crap, went at a lot slower pace than I normally would have, and got out there though, still felt pretty good to get out there and run the 15K. But got out there, like I said, and originally wanted to run just, right around 5 miles, maybe even less. I was thinking about just putting in a big day tomorrow. But then as I'm telling myself, it's like, but am I really going to put in that big day tomorrow? Am I really going to want to put in the extra, 30 minutes tomorrow or whatever? And, what an extra 30 minutes tomorrow could be, would really be an extra hour tomorrow, it's hard to explain. I got that wrong right there. So let me rephrase that here. I know I can pump out 7 miles in under an hour, just under an hour, and that's at a good pace. So if I do anything less than 7 and save myself some time now, I'm going to have to make up for it tomorrow. And when I go to make up for it tomorrow, it's actually going to add more like an hour onto what I actually ran today. So if I only ran 30 minutes today, I'll probably have to run actually an hour and a half tomorrow. Or if I ran an hour today, I'd have to only run, 2 hours tomorrow. So that's kind of how I was looking at it. But I got in that hour and a half mark today. So I'll probably run just right around, um, again, 2 hours tomorrow, maybe, because it'll be right around a 13 miler. So trying to keep it, again, the least amount. 2 hours tomorrow, hour and a half today, opposed to 30 minutes today and 3.5 hours tomorrow. It's going to be right around 4 hours to 3.5 hours of me really being out there running within the 2 days, trying to break it up into that kind of time frame. So that is kind of how I made the alteration today on what I was going to do for miles and how I was going to actually attack this weekend, making sure that I still hit that 50 mile per week, trying to really stay on that for a while here and see how long my body can actually put up with it before it starts to kind of really start breaking down a little bit, where I have to take it back a notch. But trying to keep that 50 miles per week mileage going. But sometimes throughout that process, like I said, you have to make some alterations. I made plenty on the build up. Now we are here. I made plenty of alterations throughout the whole entire week. Now I'm looking at next week, and I have a plan of attack of how I want to put the days in of how many miles. But again, I know sometimes some things happen, some things come up where maybe one day I'll cut it short and I'll have to make an alteration and make up for it the following day, or make up for it every single day by adding just a little bit of mileage every single day to make up for what I missed that one day. Whatever the case may be, to be ready to make alterations, but to always make sure that you're making up for whatever you're missing, and to get to again to alter something so it works for you in works in your advantage, the best for you. So other than that, I'm kind of just jumbling around right now because I am exhausted still. Didn't get much sleep, like I said, 2 nights ago, and then went out last night. Didn't get much sleep last night. Got up today, just felt still kind of ran down. Was falling asleep with coffee in my hand at 6 o'clock over here on the chair. So I've just been drained all day. I could probably just go right now and pass out. So I'm gonna probably just close today's episode out. Just know, wanted to talk about alteration and how sometimes things come up where you have to make alterations within your life, and when you do that, to try to always again make it so it works out for you the best, and try to make it so whatever you missed the day before, that maybe you can make up for, and to always continue to hit that goal of whatever it is you're trying to hit. But if you have to make kind of alterations throughout the week to do that, then to do that. That is kind of the message for today. Other than that, thank you guys so much for listening to the Defining Discipline podcast. Your daily discipline for the day is to make alterations as well within your life. Maybe there is something even personal within your life that you need to alter. On that aspect of alteration, for the longest time I was living a certain way and realized I needed to make an alteration within my life and my lifestyle in order to truly thrive at emotionally, physically, and mentally. So I made that alteration. So your daily discipline is to do the same. It is to figure out what it is that you need to do or change or alter about yourself in order to truly thrive. Now, other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for listening. Like I said, 317 episodes in, 317 days in, seems very crazy, and it just seems, unbelievable, truly, that this far along. So thank you guys. Really excited to push this into the following year and changing up the format and doing a little bit something different here. But glad you've been following along so far with this year's process and everything we've been doing. Listening to me talk for 15 to 30 minutes a day, following my runs on Strava or whatever the case may be, Facebook. So I really want to thank you guys. It's truly been an amazing journey. And even the little support or any of the support I have gotten, it's truly made a difference. I really appreciate it. So thank you, and get your daily discipline done for the day if you guys can as well. Like the podcast and like the our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever podcast streaming platform you listen along on. Hit the follow button, hit the share button, let people know about it. And other than that, get your daily discipline done, like I said. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 318. And until then, like I said, peace out, stay disciplined.